The best small school, high school players from across the country have all descended upon Gatlinburg, Tennessee for the 2024 Gatlinburg All-American Series. We've already had 3 action-packed contests today, and it's only getting better from here. It's time for the Juniors All-American game. I'm Theodore Fernandez, joined on the call by Eli Cornett, and we hope that you're all just as excited as we are to watch some 11-on-11 action this afternoon. Eli, walk us through this matchup. Station, but Eli, we have a very intriguing matchup on store. What do you see in these teams?
Yeah, a lot of interesting players here today. We have players like Jalen Venter and Levi Ashburn, Graham Russell, among others, who are very excited to see from the Stripes. And on the Star side, you have a lot of great athletes on that side as well. So like Jagger Scott of Southern Christian. So really excited for these two for this matchup today.
And for anyone who's watched the Extreme Broadcast Network, we've seen a lot of these players in a variety of games, tournaments, so many guys that made huge impacts down in Vernon, Florida a couple weeks back. So a lot to look out for today as the Stripes are set to kick it off. And this one will be returned, but muffed. Muffed again, fumbled, and there is a dive for the football, and I believe the Stripes just recovered inside the 10-yard line. What a start to this one.
Yeah, and he muffed the kickoff on the first one, unable to recover, and it's going to be a turnover, setting up the Stripes in key territory to get their first score of the day.
That's Jagger Scott, one of the names you said earlier, Eli, a name that we will be hearing a lot today.
Yeah, Jagger Scott playing linebacker and running back for the Southern Christian, and he's been a big piece of them. Had a really big weekend down in Florida. Really a guy that want to get going today.
Meanwhile, it was Jalen Venter unable to corral that kickoff, star for the Freedom Cowboys, the national champs. We'll see if he can get things going whenever his team gets the ball. But for now, it's time for QB Christopher Stinson and the Stripes to get started. Snap, handoff, and this is going to be a first play touchdown. C.J. Johnson from the Springwood School in Lynette, Alabama, brings it in for 6.
Yeah, and he was just able to cut the corner on that one. Easy first score for the Stripes today, Stars today, to go up 6-0. Looks like they're going to try to kick a field goal.
Defense never had a chance. We're just 15 seconds into this one, and now it's going to be Zechariah Duke to kick the PAT, and it's muffed. Fumbled, rather, and this will obviously be no good. Score remains 6-0.
PAT is no good.
Maybe a little nerves on both sides as we've had players struggling to hang on to the ball, whether it's on a snap or on a kick return, but see if we can get those jitters under control and see what the Stars can do offensively.
Yeah, and the Stars had that little bit of a miscue on that first one. No biggie. You're still very early in the game, so they have a chance to try to make this game even once again. So let's hope they're able to drive down the field and tie this game up.
So Duke of the Georgia Force set to kick it off again. Kicked it off 61 times this season. 21 of them went for touchbacks. He's a very accomplished kicker, very polished, and he's set to kick it away once again. This one's going to go right back. Venter's not going to return it and let it go for a touchback. So 25-yard line is where the Stars will start their offense.
Duke's kickback for a touchback.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see who's going to come out at quarterback. Looks like it's going to be number 15, Trip Roberts out of Sherwood Christian out of Georgia. Very intrigued to see him today alongside Graham Russell and Micah Smith are two guys that I'm really interested to see. Micah Smith had a big weekend in Florida, unable to come up with a championship victory there. Was bounced out of the semifinals by the Freedom Cowboys. Later did beat the Tennessee Heat in the consolation game, but looking forward to him having a big day alongside Graham Russell out wide.
Here's Roberts in the gun. Pre-snap motion. He's going to pitch to Venter. And Venter, not much room to maneuver. Brought down after a really short gain. Second and 9 or 8 going to come up. It'll be 8.
We also can't go without mentioning Jalen Venter. Jalen Venter, the kind of the do-it-all guy for the Freedom Cowboys. He can play linebacker, corner on the defense side of the ball, alongside quarterback, running back, and receiver for the Freedom Cowboys. He's one of their go-to guys out there in Huntsville, Alabama. Really excited to see him today alongside everybody else we just mentioned, Theo.
It's another snap for Roberts. This time he will give on the sweep. This is going to be
ball's
number
out.
6, Micah Smith, and the ball is out. And Stars will retain possession. Micah Smith, another really electric player for the Stars. He plays for East Central and just absolutely dominant. 21 touchdowns on the year, almost 1,400 yards. Also, one of the team's leading tacklers, in addition to being the team's leading receiver.
Yeah, and it looked like number 32, Nathaniel Reese, almost came up with that one, but Michael Smith able to pull that one away. It looks like we got number 12 in the backfield, or 32.
Roberts backing up. Going to dump off there, and that pass is incomplete, intended for Dashell Houston, another name we will be calling a lot here tonight.
Yeah, they were just trying to set up a middle screen right there. I believe it was Jedediah Alter that was intended on that one, but he was unable to come up with that one, setting up a 4th down. Coach Scott likes to run a lot of screens on 3rd and 4th down, so look for something similar to that, maybe out wide to one of these guys in the stack spot right here. Maybe going to go with Jalen Venter here in motion.
Roberts going to back up, facing pressure, and this is not going to be converted. You just saw the defenders immediately corral the receiver Andrew Cole from Russell Christian, and this will be a quick turnover on downs.
By a whole host of stripes.
Yeah, and they're going to turn the ball over, trying to hit him out in the flat, but there was a host of star defenders there to clean that one up and prevent the 4th down conversion.
Well, last drive, the Stripes started at the 10. This time, they will start it at the 22. Some excellent field position, to say the least. Well, last drive was about as simple as it gets, and we can certainly expect C.J. Johnson to be in the mix for touches here as he's once again lined up in the backfield.
We got a timeout, Stripes.
And the Stripes are going to call a timeout before snapping it. And they will talk things over on the sideline. It's head coach Ty Pringle of Cabaret Stallions calling the timeout there. Apologies, my producer James Shannon lets me know it's Cabarrus. And here is snap. And he's going to take it himself, but not much to work with as a whole host of stars are on him immediately. So it'll be 2nd and long as Stimson was just unable to find any room.
Yeah, just a host of star defenders are right there to clean that one up. Unable to get anything going on that one. So Stars defense trying to come up big, trying to get the ball back to try to get a score in the end zone. So if you're the Stars, this is the key stop for them, because as we've seen through all the games, if you get up 2 scores, it's probably going to break wide open. So you really got to get something going here on defense and try to get a 3 and out.
Absolutely. Although the Stripes do have a very proficient field goal kicker, still though, if you can keep him out of the end zone, it would be a huge momentum builder possibly for the squad. Here's Stimson. Snap, give. And Johnson just fighting through defender after defender, pushing the pile inside the 10-yard line. What a run.
Yeah, C.J. Johnson out of Springwood School of Alabama. Really good player for this Stripes team. Trying to move in the pile, using his power to get down inside. I believe he got inside the 10. So great job there by the young man, making a big. He's dropped right at the 10. So great job by the young man, moving his legs, setting him up for even better field position to get this score.
You know, there's a running back over at Boise State who's had a very, very impressive season. C.J. Johnson's numbers make that look like it's nothing. 2,962 yards, 54 touchdowns on the year. Just absolutely insane, averaging almost 13 yards per carry. He is the heart and soul of his team's offense, and he once again gets the ball. He might be the heart and soul of the Stripes offense as he just shakes his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Stripes!
C.J. Johnson, or rather Ashton Genty, just going right into the end zone. His second score of the game. Absolutely phenomenal run there by the young man, setting it up to be 12-0 Stripes.
Refusing to be denied. Now after the first PAT was unable to be converted, it looks like they will go for two, try and make it a 14-0 game. And any guesses on where this ball might go, Eli?
Looks like they're going for two, so it's kind of tough to say where they're going to go with this one. They're going to be spread out.
Yeah, you know, it looks like they're loading up the box a little, trying to stop Johnson. And Simpson will look to throw, and that will be caught for a conversion. It is going to be the wide receiver Jack Garza out of Atlas Rattlers in Fort Worth. And that'll make it a 14-0 ball game.
Brings our score.
It's just 3 minutes, 40 seconds into this one, and we already have two Stripes touchdowns. Duke going to kick it away. Venter once again having some trouble getting that ball, but now he's going to run it back. A very explosive return, man. Let's see if he can create anything. He cannot. Three defenders instantly on him. Looks like it was number 51, Tyree Prigine. Another Cabarrus Stallion there making the tackle, and 12-yard line is where the Stars will start. 13, rather. We're going to get back in their huddle, and it will once again be Robertson at QB. He's the definition of a dual-threat QB. 23 touchdowns in the air, 24 on the ground, 1,000-yard rusher. He's going to drop back here, looking to throw. That pass just a little off, intended for Quinton Murray.
Roberts' pass to Murray falls incomplete.
Yeah, and Quinton Murray had 40 receptions on the year, 787 yards, and 14 touchdowns. He's out of Sherwood Christian Academy in Albany, Georgia. A really big playmaker. So Coach Scott's got a lot of weapons when it comes to Venter, Micah Smith, Murray, along with others, his own Graham Russell. So you have a lot of options at your disposal if you're Dawson Sims and Levi Ashburn to dish the ball out to all these guys.
Another snap for Roberts, and this muffed on the fumble, or on the snap. It is a fumble, and it will go the Stripes' way.
Fumble recovered by number 87, Sharif Muhammad.
That was Houston there. Just some miscommunication on the give-off, and a third straight really, really, really short field for the Stripes. We're just 4 minutes into this game, and they're already starting their third offensive drive.
Yeah, Stripes have been really dominant all game long on both sides of the football. Defense coming up with a lot of good stops. They're kind of playing a complete game in all three phases: offense, defense, and special teams. Getting that muffed kickoff to get set up that first touchdown, and they're able to score the next drive. And now another turnover by the Stars team, setting up the Stripes again with great field position.
It's the snap. This is going to go direct. That was direct to J.J. Copeland, really athletic running back from the Virginia Spartans, and that'll be good for a couple yards there.
Tackled by number 10, Ryan Small.
Ryan Small out of PD Academy made the tackle. 76 tackles on the year. He's a very active linebacker, or safety rather, playing on the strong side.
Yeah, and Theo, we were pointing out some guys on the Stars team, but I just want to point out a few right now for the Stripes as well. Jackson McGregor is a guy that we haven't really talked about out of Christ Prep. Really good player with 32 receptions, 541 yards, and 9 touchdowns. So we get a play right here.
This one will be a similar result as Copeland tries to take it. It's good for a couple yards, but it will bring up 3rd and medium here. Kyrie Owens made the tackle for the Stars out of Valiant Cross in Montgomery. Third down. About 7 yards to go.
Bringing a man in motion.
They certainly are. And again, the Stars defense just rallying, stopping Stimson. And this will bring up a 4th down.
Number 10, Stimson on a carry.
They're making no move. They're not looking to bring in Duke to kick, so it looks like they will go for it here.
Yeah, and Stimson, he got stopped on that one, but he didn't get stopped a lot this season with 12 games, almost 1,300 yards with 15 touchdowns and 2 interceptions and 38 rush yards and 3 touchdowns. His team 10-2 opened the loss to the Black Bear Brawl against Evangel and then lost later to JP2. But Stimson, he doesn't get stopped often, so look for him to maybe break one here.
He also doesn't run it often, which is somewhat surprising that they gave it to him. There are only 38 rushing yards on the year. Don't think we'll see him in motion on this 4th down, but let's see. Snap. Looking to pass. Facing pressure. Lofts it up. End zone. And that pass just out of bounds. Intended for, I believe that was wide receiver Arthur Marshall. It's either Marshall or Bruton. We got 2 wide receivers wearing number 3. So we'll have to figure out a way to get those figured out. Anyway, though, the Stars, much needed stop.
Yeah, Stars really needed that one to prevent a 3-score deficit. So if you're the Stars, you got to get something going here. You got to be able to drive the field. Maybe get that run game going because, as we all know, the run game opens up that pass game. So we really got to get moving down the field.
Here's Roberts' throw, and this is going to be picked off. It was just a little too short for the intended receiver, Graham Russell. And how about Jackson McGregor coming up with the pick?
Yeah, Jackson McGregor, great pick right there with not a lot of defensive stats, but he sure has a lot of offensive stats with 32 receptions, 541 yards, 9 touchdowns, 14 carries, 199 yards, and 5 touchdowns. So not big on the defensive side, but he does make a good stop right there.
Plays for Christ Prep Academy out of Lenox, Kansas. He's a very dynamic receiver. 14 total touchdowns on the year. Team doesn't keep defensive stats, but have to imagine after that play that he's been active all year on that side of the ball. Here's Stimson, going to take off and run for the 2nd time today, and this one a lot more productive than the first, as he is going to move the chains.
Yeah, that pocket broke down on Stimson really quick. Way to get out of there and avoid a sack and get a pick up a 1st down, and is knocked out of bounds just past the 1st down marker. Setting up again. This Stripes team with great field position on that pick and able to drive down the field once again.
Yeah, really just excellent pocket presence there from Stinson. I believe we have a timeout. Missed the signal, but have to imagine it's a Stars timeout here. Well, after some time to talk things over, it'll be Stimson back. 1st and 10 for the Stripes, looking to make it a 3-score game with Johnson in the backfield. So he got 4 wide. Takes the snap, immediately gives to Johnson. And they finally are able to bring him down, beat a couple defenders, and that'll be a pickup of about 5 for the Stripes.
Yeah, and Johnson just weaving in and out on that one. Able to break a couple tackles. Really hard to bring down. Just like your little college comparison there, Theo, like Ashton Genty able to power through and get the first downs we got this play.
Stem's going to air this one out, and incomplete, intended for Garza. Going to bring up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, and he's been looking Garza's way a lot. Garza, one of the great receivers here in Gatlinburg for the Atlas Rattlers. Let me pull up his stat line right now.
760 yards on the year with 12 touchdowns. You know, just about 20 yards per reception. So he's definitely a big play guy and someone that they are going to continue to target throughout this game. So big 3rd down.
And if you're the Stars, you need to get another stop here.
Yeah, they rallied last time. Can they do it again?
Looks
In
like
the
they're gonna
shotgun.
bring 5.
Snap. Looking to throw. And that one is a little bit too far for Isaiah Thompson to corral.
And if you're the Stars, you got to start thinking about bringing pressure. That quarterback's just been sitting there all day, just kind of dicing them up. And then with the run game, they're not really filling their gaps a lot. So they really got to stop Johnson and really disrupt this passing game, as we are going to get a field goal here, potentially go up by 3 scores, making it 17-0.
Zechariah Duke, one of the better kickers in the region. 7 of 11 on field goals, long of 39. This one would be a new career high at 41 yards. Simpson's going to be holding here. Snap, hold, kick, splits the uprights. That one was good from a lot longer than 41. It'll make it a 3-score game, 17-0. Stripes.
He could have made
take
that
the
from
lead.
45.
Your score is 17.
Well, Duke has been very, very active in the 7.5 minutes of football. His 4th kickoff of the game, he made the kick a minute ago. Here we go. This one is going to be returned, although I think after the slip he kind of reevaluated. That was Outer there, deciding to, or I apologize, that was actually Houston there deciding to let it go for a touchback. So back to work after a one-play drive last time around that resulted in a first pass interception. Let's see what Tripp Johnson and company can do. He's going to choose to give it off to Houston here. He lost the fumble earlier. This time he hangs onto the ball for a gain of about 4.
Yeah, and Houston with 1,226 carries, 1,400 yards, 21 touchdowns. Also has 14 receptions for 270 yards and 4 touchdowns. Also got active in the passing game. He went 3 for 4 with 114 yards and 2 touchdowns. So big player for Ben Forrest Christian out of Bogalusa, Louisiana. This team went 9-2 on the season. Also, really good defensive player with 48 tackles. Third leading tackler on the team for Ben Forrest Christian. So look for him to be active today.
So that was Venter on that last play, getting the ball and getting it real close to the pylon. But it will be 3rd and about 1. Make that 3rd and 2. Huge play.
And Jalen Venter, big, like we said earlier, he's kind of your do-it-all guy. So Jalen Venter, look for him also to be active in the running game. Not much in the passing game. He's not really kind of your receiving back. He's more of your downfield hitter. So look for him to try to get north and south and maybe break one. He did all of that against Ryan Scott's very own Tennessee Heat, along with East Central and Pack. So look for him to get going.
Here's Roberts. 3rd down. Going to take it himself and going to move the chains plus a couple extra yards. That'll be the first down of the game for the Stars.
Yeah, and they needed that. They need to be able to reset the chains and slowly move down the field. You still have 6 minutes left with the clock running in the first quarter. So just get a score, kind of get that confidence up. You're still down by 3 scores, but if you score, makes it 2. So this game's not out of reach yet. So they really got to come up big on this drive.
Roberts in the gun. Venter right beside him. Some pre-snap motion. He's going to take the high snap and immediately hand it to apologies to Quentin Murray, who just had nowhere to go, wrapped up immediately.
Yeah, they went to Quentin Murray on that jet sweep right there, and he was not able. A host of Stripes players were there to bring him down. So you really, like I said earlier, you got to start with the running game. You have to start with the run game, kind of get that thing going, really establish it. Once you're able to achieve that, you want to try to open up the passing game just a little bit, but try to take some downfield shots as Ashburn is in at the quarterback spot right now.
Here we go. Roberts. Same exact motion with Murray again. Oh, and he lost the ball. That goes down. He immediately falls on it, but that's a costly loss of a down and loss of yardage, turning it from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 5.
Yeah,
or to 3rd and 5.
Yeah, Ashburn was not able to hold on to that ball, but luckily got right back onto it. It's now going to be 3rd and long. Again, like we said earlier, he really likes those screens to try to get to about a 4th and manageable on 3rd and long. So either that or maybe a little crossing route. He likes those as well. Also likes that go ball to Graham Russell as he is in the game at the top of your screen in that stack formation.
Russell with Murray right behind him. 2 dynamic pass catchers. Roberts looking right. And that will be a 1st down. So there's some momentum going for the Stars as Venter is able. Or I apologize. That'll be 4th down.
Yeah, Jalen Venter able to hit him in the flat route. Get a good chunk of yardage. You're still at 4th and 7, looks like. So you're going to probably have to take a downfield shot, but they are going to punt it away. So smart choice by Coach Scott's punting that thing away to potentially put the Stripes in bad field position for the first time in this game. Every time Stripes have had the ball, it's been in plus territory, so you want to try to put them in negative territory for the first time today.
Yeah, apologies that I mixed up the 2 pylons, but here is the punt, and they get it off cleanly. This one could take a good bounce. It will, and it's off the hands. It's recovered by the Stars. It bounced right off Selassie Bruton's hand, and how's that for some momentum?
And that's the break that the Stars needed. I believe that was number 3, that muffed the punt. That was, hold on.
It's either Bruton or Marshall, so we're still trying to figure out how we can distinguish those two receivers, both of whom were pretty active.
Well, I mean, regardless, that's the break that the Stars needed, Theo, to get the ball now inside the 30-yard line, almost at the 25 to 26. So big momentum shift here coming to potentially only be down by 2 scores.
That is the break they needed. Roberts, can they keep it going? Some motion. He's going to look. He's going to roll out. And the pass was, I believe, intended for Micah Smith, but just a little off the mark.
Yeah, they were going like a bootleg slide concept there with Micah Smith coming in motion. Trying to hit him in the flat. Just kind of overthrew him on that one. But just got to take a little bit off of that ball on that one. But still setting up for, I believe it's 2nd down.
Yes, it will be 2nd and 10. We're down to 3 minutes to play in the quarter, and man, this Stars team really needs a touchdown here.
Yeah, they really need a touchdown here to try to not let this game break wide open, but they are in plus territory for the first time, like we said earlier, Theo. So they got a little bit of momentum going their way. It looks like the ball's going to be advanced. Looks like there was a penalty.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the call was there.
It had to be against the Stripes.
Definitely was. Regardless, it will be 1st down, and it will put the Stars into the red zone. Roberts going to give. And, again, just nowhere for Houston to go. Really, really dynamic running back. 1,400 yards on the year, but the Stripes have done an excellent job of keeping him in check. He really just hasn't broken anything yet.
Yeah, he hasn't really broken anything yet. He had a few carries to begin the game, but not able to break anything open on that one. With Venter coming back into the game.
Roberts gonna drop back. Gonna be off the mark yet again with the pass intended for Andrew Cole out of Russell Christian. The leading receiver from that Russell Christian squad that went 8-3 this year.
Yeah, Russell Christian always been a powerhouse down in Meridian, Mississippi. So Cole, another great receiver for them, has had a great year, like you just said. You just read his stat line, another great year for the young man. So hoping that he has a big game today.
So here we go. With the 3rd down snap. Roberts hit as he releases, and that ball will hit the ground, I believe.
Oh, no, they said he caught it.
All right, so he did manage to pull it in. Quentin Murray, another reception for the very talented receiver.
Yeah, it looked like that throw was Roberts was hit as soon as that ball was coming out of his hands. But Murray able to come up with that reception. So we're going to get a field goal here. I don't believe.
The kicker for the team is Dylan Plate. Plays right here. This is his hometown. He plays for the GP Highlanders, Gatlinburg, Pittman. So getting some reps in his hometown. See if he can make it count. And that kick is going to be blocked. It'll be out the back of the end zone. So it will remain a 3-score game as those Stripes blockers were just immediately there to get to that ball. Minute to play in this first quarter, 65 seconds to be exact. And the Stripes have now had, after those 2 immediate touchdown drives, just 3 points over their last 2 possessions. Let's see if they can get back in the end zone here. Stimson has an empty set for what might be the first time in the game, and it's not going to go super well as he is brought down. How about number 34, the middle linebacker, Jimmy LaPalooza, with the sack.
Yeah, Jimmy LaPalooza out of South Lake Christian Academy in Huntersville, North Carolina. 51 solo tackles, 100 total tackles with 10 tackles for loss, 1 sack. Teammates with Selassie Bruton and Hunter Tedder on the other team. Team went 4-6 this year, but they're looking to build on it next year. LaPalooza, a big part of that going forward for South Lake Christian Academy.
Hunter Tedder, a really unfortunate name to have to bring up today. He was an absolute beast this season. When I say beast, 85 pancake blocks on the year. This guy is dominant, unfortunately missing the game with an injury, but he's on the sideline watching. Here's Cole in the reception. Or I apologize, that is not Cole. Cole's on the other team. That's going to be Garza. He's been targeted a couple times. That's his first reception of the day.
Yeah, Garza's kind of been the go-to guy here for Stimson. As we are going to wind here. Looks like the clock is going to stop at 5 seconds. But, yeah, like I was saying, Garza has kind of been their go-to guy there. So look for Garza to maybe pop one again for the Stripes.
And there was an ineligible man downfield. That'll back things up and negate the reception. Stop the clock with 5 seconds. So we'll get probably just one last play in this first quarter. Here at Andy Parton Field, Gatlinburg, Pittman, Rocky Top Sports World. They're backed up really far, taking the snap from the 3-yard line. See if you want to play with fire a little, bring some pressure here. Stimson, empty again in the end zone. Gonna unload this one, and it will be picked off. How's that? For an end of quarter play. Eli Carr of the Freedom Cowboys. He picked up 4 in the regular season. That's number 5. Great field position to start the second quarter when we return for the Stars. Right at the 30-yard line is where Trip Roberts and company will get set after the huge interception by Eli Carr. Roberts going to look to throw. Going to drop it off there for Murray, who's going to fight for every extra yard inside the red zone. First down for the Stars.
Yeah, he was fighting for every inch on that one. Able to pick up additional yardage. So that's something that the Stars need to do. They need to start fighting for every inch because they are down by 3 scores right now. So, again, to boost that confidence, they got to get it into the end zone.
That's playing with a sense of urgency there, and it's only the second quarter, but when you're in a 17-0 hole early, that's exactly what you need to do. And this time it'll be Venter in the backfield again with a couple bunch receivers on each side. Handoff. Murray going to fight as well. They had him by the jersey, but he got away. He's inside the 5. First and goal coming up.
Murray, again, able to weave in and out, avoid a bunch of tackles and break a couple as well, getting the ball inside the 5. So setting up a new set of downs. It's going to be first and goal for the Stars.
They had him. Looked like dead to rights, and he just managed to maneuver his way out of that. So here at the 4-yard line, offense is rolling. And it's going to be Houston in the backfield here as Venter takes a much-deserved breather. Snap. Roberts going to take it himself and going to be brought down by Jack Garza, actually, who was there to make the tackle.
Yeah, Jack Garza doing it all right now on defense and offense. Has had several targets on offense. Is able to make that big tackle on Roberts. Dropping him, as we said earlier, Theo, Roberts not big in the rushing attack for his team, but today he's had several carries and he's been doing pretty decent with those. So they may call his number once again down here.
There's Roberts with some pre-snap motion. He's going to give this one up and stretch for the end zone. I think he's just short. That was Andrew Cole trying to run it in.
Yeah, it looks like he did stretch that ball out, but his knee was down before he stretched that ball out. So good extra effort by the young man, but just came up just a little bit short.
And that's been the theme in this drive, and that's why it's gone well. Extra effort. Everyone is fighting for every last inch, and now at the 1-yard line, I think we have a timeout by the Stripes, so they were trying to make a late substitution. So let's see if they can somehow manage a goal line stand with all the momentum in the Stars' favor. We'll be right back with the play in a second. Well, it was a really short field. They've driven just 29 yards after the pick. Now they need the final yard, and Roberts going to try to do it himself, and I believe he got – no, he did not get in. He's short there. Coach Scott does not like that call.
Roberts on the carry.
So 4th down, quite literally as close to the end zone as you can possibly be.
Yeah.
The ball's about 6 inches away.
Yeah, I would probably just – I mean, you got Jagger Scott on your team. Jagger Scott's been the bell cow for Southern Christian, a big, powerful runner. You also got Venter, who's also another big, powerful runner. So you got 2 big running backs at your disposal to potentially get into the end zone here.
Correction, Jagger Scott does actually play for the Stripes, but still, you know, Venter, Houston, these guys are very, very talented. And we're going to move up, and there we go. Roberts just jumps right in, a little pre-snap trickery with him just running right up to the center, taking it in. Much needed touchdown for the Stars, and we have ourselves a ball game.
Yeah, and Roberts able to get that one into the end zone. Now just a 2-score game. Great job, great finishing the drive to get into the end zone to make it 17-7, Theo.
Certainly was, and they are going to bring the local back out again. Dylan Plate had his field goal blocked earlier.
Plate back for the kick.
Let's see kind of blocking the line can give him here. Trying to make it a 10-point ball game. Kick is up and in. And 17-7 the score now. We'll be right back with the Stripes drive. Dylan Plate to kick off after draining the PAT a second ago. And this one is going to bounce around the 23, and it's Muff. They're trying to corral it. He's struggling. Finally able to get some hands on it, but now nowhere to go. Backed up inside the 5. That was Zay Thompson there trying to create something. And now some rough field position for the Stripes.
Yeah, similar position that the Stars were in to start the game. Now the Stripes are going to be backed up with very minimal yardage or field to work with as they're backed up against their own end zone. So they really got to get out of this position and hopefully be able to drive down the field and get out of this very bad position they're in right now.
He was kind of stuck, like trying to pick up the ball, struggling, and then got leveled on the hit. Here we go. It's going to be Julian Murdoch in at QB now. He's going to try to create something on the handoff, but Jedediah Outer gets brought down after a gain of about 1. Outer plays for Westminster Augusta High School in Augusta, Georgia. Unfortunately, no stats for the team. We don't know what he's done on the year, but we can find out what he does tonight. I want to shout out all 158 people watching this broadcast right now. I've had a lot of fun calling it. Eli, you look like you're having a good time. I hope you all are enjoying watching this one. And, you know, for a second it looked like this might be a very one-sided game, and the Stars have really established themselves. Coach Ryan Scott's team shown that they belong here.
Yeah, and they've really great job by bouncing back and being really resilient on that last drive, able to punch that one in. As we are going to get a play right here.
There's a screen. Johnson was nearly brought down for a safety. He survived the end zone, but it's going to be another snap taken from the 1-yard line.
And you got to think, if you're not able to get this at least past the 5, it's going to be a really hard time trying to punt this ball away. You don't want to put your punter in that situation. So they really got to gain probably a good 5 to 6 yards on this next play to try to get out of that position.
It's all about the trenches right here. You know, just trying to push for whatever you can generate. So, Murdoch started for the Glencliff Colts this year. Going to take the snap. Going to look. He has a lot of time, but he's running out of room. They had him by the jersey. He releases the ball. And there is Zay Thompson. Big reception past the 40-yard line.
What a great job there, being patient, trying to find a receiver as Zay Thompson is able to break free and get open to make that grab, getting them out of that terrible, it looked like it was going to be a terrible position to end up in, and they're able to just hit that deep ball and march right down the field as they get to the 40-yard line on that one.
How about the boys in the trenches? Daniel Phillips, Brandon Bell for the Stripes there, just giving his team so much time to release that football. Here, it's not going to get a snap as we have a false start. Just try a little too excited on that one. You know, Murdoch, another guy who we don't have stats of, unfortunately, but he was the starting QB this year for the Glencliff Colts. The Colts went 1-10, so they had a rough time out there this year. But, you know, Murdoch's here in the All-American game for a reason. He's a very capable passer, and that ball he just threw to Thompson was very, very, you know, well thrown, well placed.
Yeah, Murdoch's going to be the reason that Glencliff does have a bright future for the years to come. It's really easy to get down on that last year, but you guys just got to build on it, and Murdoch's definitely going to be a key piece of that coming in the next few years.
Yeah, the Colts right in Nashville, and it's definitely a program that can build something up for themselves in the future. Here's the snap out of the gun. I'm going to give this one to his receiver, who's going to try to fight for something but be brought down. That's Arthur Marshall there, out of the Georgia School for Innovation and Classics.
Arthur Marshall on the reception.
We're going to have the ball right at the 45 now. It's going to be 2nd and about 7. Break the huddle. And they're going to keep Johnson in the backfield. He only has 1 touch this drive.
They're going to go trips to the left here. Look for them to look at maybe a little bit of a quick game pass, maybe a quick out right here.
Snap. Looking to throw. He had a short option. He decides to try and go long for Marshall. Incomplete, but we do have a flag.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be pass interference on Eli Carr right there.
It does, you know. This is a tough matchup, and got a little too physical there, so this should be a first down. Ref signaled for it, and it is official. So the Stripes are back into Stars territory. And this will put the ball right at the Stars 40.
Going to go again with that trip set right down there at the bottom of your screen. They've really liked that crossing route, so look for them to go back to that.
Snapped in the gun, and they're going to just decide to give it to Johnson. And there's the running we've seen from him earlier this game. Just pushing the pile. That'll be another.
Johnson on the carry, brought down by a host of Stars.
That'll be another big pickup, and that will move the chains, I believe. Yeah, first down.
Yeah, and Johnson on that one able to break a couple tackles. Weave in and out again with a spin move right there to break out of, I believe it was two defenders able to pick up that first down.
He's just so dynamic as a rusher. I mean, I was excited to get to watch this guy play just from reading his numbers. It has not disappointed at all.
No, he hasn't disappointed at all, and he's kind of been a big reason for this lead right here. Already has 2 touchdowns on the day.
Murdoch going to give it to Otter here. This run does not go quite as well for the Stripes. Going to set up a 2nd and 8.
Otter on the carry, brought down by a host of Stars.
Yeah, and this Stars defensive line, you got some big boys on that defensive line. Let me pull up that roster right now. I just saw big number 2 just absolutely pancake a dude right now, so I really want to see what that's all about. That would be number 2.
Kyrie Owens.
Kyrie Owens, yes, Kyrie Owens, number 2, Kyrie Owens. Doesn't have any stats, but he's a big man on the defensive line. Really big force, kind of a run stopper, just kind of your big plug in the middle. As you saw, he blew up that one, kind of closed that A gap down for Alter to get through, force him to bounce it outside. Alter just a big man in the middle, and as you said, Theo, it all starts in the trenches.
2nd down snap coming up. Alter stays in the game with Johnson on the sideline, and we have a flag thrown. And they just took too long to get things going. Murdoch had a long talk with his coach on the sideline, and I guess they just kind of lost track of where that play clock was. So that'll make things a little harder now. 2nd and 13 coming up. The clock approaching 5 minutes to play. Murdoch gonna uncork one to the end zone. Touchdown Stripes. After 2 drives away, it's Zay Thompson who gets them back on the board.
Yeah, Zay Thompson had that big catch getting out of their own territory. Then he's able to come up with that touchdown catch right there. Zay Thompson having a big day for this Stripes team, going up 23-7.
Zay Thompson also out of the Georgia School for Innovation Classics, teammates with Arthur Marshall. Scored 7 touchdowns on the year. Had around 650 all-purpose yards. He's a very capable target. Now they're going to try to drain this PAT to make it a 3-score game. The snap was bobbled, and they tried to rally last second. Did not work. So 23-7 is still a 16-point game, 2-score contest. Zechariah Duke set to kick things away after the PAT attempt went awry the last possession. This one, booming kick. Gonna land in the end zone for a touchback. This man's got a powerful leg, and they will start things out from the 20.
And Levi Ashburn is going to come in at quarterback for the Stars now. Levi Ashburn, really dynamic quarterback. Did not play quarterback throughout the entire Tennessee Heat regular season. Kind of went off and on, had a little bit of garbage time as their starter Elijah Eakin did go down. Led them into the playoffs, was able to beat South Haven in the semifinals. Wasn't able to get it done in the state championship game, but had a big weekend in Florida against the East Central Patriots and the Pac Panthers.
Here's Ashburn. Some motion pre-snap. He's going to fake the give and going to try to set up a screen for Houston that is immediately bottled up.
Yeah, they really like those screens. They're going to try to get them out in open space. They just kind of get a little chunk of yardage. Kind of the same thing, like so you want to run a little bit of a toss play or hit a running back in the flat.
And the open space is a lot different in 11-man football than 8-man football.
Yeah, and the fields are different. So 11-man, you're going to have a regulation field. But with 8-man, it's going to be 80 by 40, so the space is going to be a little bit different. You're not going to have a lot of space to work on. So really, when you are playing 8-man football, you really got to work on teaching your kids getting north and south. You really can't go east-west too often.
Here's a throw. Deep. Completion. Right on the money. Great route. Huge play for Graham Russell.
Yeah,
the Tennessee Heat teammates.
Yeah, Graham Russell, Ashburn to Russell. That's been a connection we've seen all year. Graham Russell able to hit that post route and able to connect on that one.
Back to what you were saying, we have a mixture of 8-man and 11-man players in this game. So it's kind of fun to see, clashing philosophies of, 8-man running and the way you view the field and everything versus how the 11-man teams do it. This one's going to be another solid chunk play to Andrew Cole.
Yeah, and he was able to hit Andrew Cole on that dig route right there. Andrew Cole able to find the green grass right there, stop right in his route. Ashburn able to connect right across the middle. So if you're Ryan Scott, you're happy with what's going on right now. Your team's actually finally able to move the ball. Was able to move the ball in the last drive, but now you're able to actually march almost the length of the field right now.
So already at the 35-yard line. Some motion and a whistle. Believe we have we have a false start. That'll make things a little harder. It's going to be 1st and 15. Don't know who the guilty party was, but regardless.
I believe it was because the receiver came off the line of scrimmage when he came in motion.
That made sense. I'd had my eye on the line.
Or he was on the line. Sorry, he was on the line when he did come in motion, so they're going to call that every time.
There we go. It's always great to have a coach helping us out with our color commentary. So we appreciate that, Eli. Ashburn. Gonna pitch to Venter. Venter's looking to throw. Venter. Got it. Graham. Russell. Touchdown. Stars. Some trickery to cut the deficit.
You got the quarterback to the all-conference, running back in Jalen Venter to the all-conference receiver and Graham Russell. Great double pass play there, drawn up by Coach Ryan Scott, able to get his boys back within potentially one if they go for 2 here to make it 23-15. But big score there to get this game back within potentially 1 possession.
You know, I was watching Venter getting ready to uncork that throw, and I was thinking he didn't have enough room. I thought the defenders would get to him in time, and Russell's just so open that he was able to put that throw where it needed to be. What a play, and they are going to elect to kick the PAT. Russell the hold, and plate the kick.
PAT is good.
So 14-23 the score, 9-point game, 2:46 to play. We'll be right back with the end of this first half. Well, a real quick drive there for the Stars leaves plenty of time for the Stripes offense, as Johnson has no problem getting this kickoff and taking it to the 30-yard line, which is where
Johnson on the return.
it will be Murdoch back in at QB, so it's where Murdoch will take over for the Stripes offense. Eli, we were talking about this a little during the break. Why don't you go for 2 there?
You potentially don't want to go for 2. There's not really much of an explanation I can give you there. You want to make it a 1-score game.
You know, I'm the kind of guy when I'm watching football, I'm always, if it makes sense at all to go for 2, I encourage teams to do it.
But again, you do want to go for that automatic point. But if you're the Stripes here, you potentially are going to maybe be able to score, and then you do get the ball to start the second half. So you could be up 37-14 in the third quarter. So you want to try to get a score here.
Yeah, this is these next 2 minutes, huge swing potentially, you know.
It's going to be a false start.
That's a false start, so that'll back it up 5 yards. It's almost like in basketball when you get to go 2 for 1 at the end of a half.
Yeah, and you want to be able to drain the clock. You don't want the Stars to get back onto the field to maybe make this thing a little bit closer. But if you are at 37-14 in the third quarter, you must be feeling pretty comfortable if you're the Cabarrus coaching staff down there for the Stripes. So you want to be able to try to get something going.
Empty here on 1st and 15 for Murdoch. He's going to look at the screen instead, has his eyes downfield now, and he gets brought down by a couple of Stars defenders.
Number 15, Julian Murdoch on the carry.
That was LaPalooza once again there, taking the lead. It's really active plays, both outside and middle linebacker.
Yeah, and you always love a guy that's able to play multiple positions up front. If you're able to play inside and outside, you really do understand the defense pretty much entirely. So really good job there by the young man, able to bring him down. Murdoch was able to bounce off of one tackler, but was brought down by a host of Stars players. So let's see if they're able to get things going here. I believe it's second down.
2nd and 16, so second tackle for a loss from La Pelusa this game. And that is going to be picked off. He just completely threw it right to the defense, and it's a touchdown. It's a pick six.
Oh, my
The
goodness.
Stars. How about Dawson Sims from Windsor Academy?
Dawson Sims.
Just
with a pick six
ball went
for
right
the
to him.
Stars.
Couldn't believe his eyes, and he takes it to the house.
Yeah, Sims was able to jump that route right there and take that into the end zone. So now it's potentially going to be 21-23 going into the half, depending on another Stripes drive. But great job there. Momentum now starting to shift in the Stars' way. We got a ball game here,
It
Theo.
sure is, and we certainly do. And so that was Stimson who was put back into the game, and I fumbled making the call a little because I was still trying to register that Stimson had just came in, and I think he had to register that he came in too because he just threw it right into the hands
Well, that
of
also
Sims.
was a really good DB play there by Sims, able to pick that one off as well. He kind of baited the quarterback into throwing that one and was able to pick that one off and take it to the house.
So just like that,
Is good.
it's a 2-point game. It was 17-0 earlier in this game, and this is anybody's ball game now. Things are getting fun here.
Yeah.
Minute 22 to play here in Gatlinburg. The thrilling first half continues, and we'll get to it in just a second after this PAT, or after this kickoff, rather. It's going to be handled. Here's a return. Zay Thompson tries to hurdle. He lost it. It rolls out of bounds harmlessly.
I believe that was Garza on the return right there.
You might be right. I thought I saw 14 Thompson there, but regardless, I don't know what he was even trying to do as he jumped into the defender, but works out okay for the Stripes.
Thompson on the return.
Yeah, that was Thompson, PA announcer just said. So, well, we just talked about it a couple minutes ago, Eli, with trying to score now and then score at the start of the third quarter. That still stands. You still have a minute 14.
That does still stand. You have a minute 13. You do have one timeout left, so you're able to hit a big play. Maybe we got a few little small run plays there to set yourself up, potentially for maybe even field goal position and the score in the second half. It would be
back in at QB. Ooh, perfect on the money throw for Thompson, who was just unable to pull that in.
Yeah, he had Thompson streaking across the middle, unable to come up with that one. Little bit out far in front of him, not able to come up with that ball. But again, like we said, Theo, that opportunity still stands with 1:09 left in the half. Able to get a score here, make it 30-21, maybe even possibly get a score in the second half. But this Stars team has definitely stepped up in the last probably 10, 15 minutes of this ball game. So right now, in my opinion, that does still stand. That is a possibility. But the way the Stars are playing right now, that might be out of the way.
Murdoch with Johnson in the backfield. Going to step into it and find his target. It's going to be Marshall there to get it into Stars territory.
Yeah, again, another crossing route right there, able to come up with that one. So you're able to move the chains, but the clock is still rolling.
Yeah, clock just started. We're under a minute, from the 48-yard line. They don't seem in too much of a rush.
Yeah, unlike college, the clock does not stop when you get a first down in high school football.
There's Thompson. Zay Thompson trying to create something, and he's a tendency to lose that football as he goes down. Thankfully for him, both times that's happened, he's been on the sideline. 40 seconds to play.
Yeah, you're able to get out of bounds and save that one timeout. You do still have 40 seconds. You have, I believe they're going to set the ball at the 38-yard line. So you got 38 yards to go. Probably have to only go about 10, 15 more yards if you want to try to get in a field goal position for your field goal kicker to make this a 26-21 ball game. But if I'm the Cabarrus coaching staff right now here for the Stripes, you want to try to put this one in the end zone.
Murdoch going to give it to Marshall there, who would have had a touchdown if he stayed on his feet, but defender did just enough to bring him down. So 28 seconds and counting.
And that clock is still rolling. If I'm the coaching staff, I would think about taking a timeout right here, and they're going to.
They are going to.
Stripes, timeout.
21 seconds, you know. You also could have tried to get to the line, spike it, and then save that timeout for the field goal later if you need it. But they elect to use it now. So 21 seconds to play. Eli, this is a scary situation potentially if you get tackled in bounds.
Yeah, if you get tackled in bounds, you're potentially only going to come out of the half with a 2-point lead. But again, like we said, you do get the ball to start the second half, so you want to try to get out of this half with points. If that's 3 or 7 or 6, you want to try, or even 8, to get out of the half. So you want to try to at least come out of the half with points. And if you're the Stars, you want to try to keep it coming out of the end zone, even possibly a field goal, because you don't want them scoring again until you are within striking distance of either taking the lead or tying this ball game up.
So you've seen the kind of stuff that Coach Pringle's called for his squad so far. What do you think he's talking about right now? What do you think he's looking to draw up?
He's probably looking for something quick, try to get out of bounds really fast. 21 seconds in high school football is a lot of time if you're able to play it just right. So they are going to go trips at the field, so maybe like a little quick out, maybe a little bit of a crossing route. They've liked that crossing route to Zay Thompson a lot today, along with Jack Garza.
Murdoch, and I believe that Garza started running too early. So I think they're going to back this up 5 yards. Yeah, Garza just took off before that ball was snapped.
I actually believe that was Zay Thompson. They're wearing the same number, so it is a little bit confusing on that one.
Well, Thompson is wearing number 14, I believe, right? Yeah, Thompson is 14, Garza is 11.
Oh, okay. I keep getting it mixed up for some reason.
No
worries. No, you're right. Garza did take off a little bit.
You combine so many players from so many different teams. There are bound to be some mix-ups. Here's Murdoch.
Pick off. Oh.
I thought that was going to be the second straight pick for Dawson Sims. Might have gotten a little too excited there.
Sims, really good job. Came off as receiver and was able to potentially take that one away, which would have set up the Stars, again, getting out of the half with only a 2-point deficit. So big break for the Stripes here with Sims dropping that one.
Sims picked off 2 passes this year. With the way we've seen him play, with an eye for that ball, I'm surprised it wasn't more, right?
Yeah, I'm surprised it wasn't more. He probably would have maybe ran the clock out or even scored and taken the lead. Sims was able to jump that pass a little bit earlier and come up making this game a 2-point game. But you got to be very careful. We're going to put the ball right now. You want to put that ball into trouble. You want to try to take your time, either throw it out of bounds or take what you can.
Murdoch going to step forward, going to throw it to the side, and that is a great play result for Johnson, who did he knock it out of bounds?
The clock is still running. Looks like.
Okay, so he got out of bounds. Clock did not stop.
Yeah, so I think they're going to reset the clock probably to about 3 to 4 seconds. So you are in field goal range.
I had me thinking I'd missed something, but no, they should have a chance to get Zechariah Duke a field goal.
Johnson steps out of bounds.
So 5 seconds to play, and here it will be Duke. He already drained 1 field goal. Let's see if he can make it 2. From 31 yards. He set his new career high earlier at 41, so this one's significantly easier. And this kick is going to get through. So as time runs out,
Is good.
the Stripes are able to add 3 more points,
Makes your score
26-21
Stripes
at the half, and this has been a really, really fun game to watch so far. Okay. We are going to stay here so we can watch the cheerleaders. They've practiced here in Gatlinburg, as all the players have. They're going to put on a little show and take a look at that, and then bring in the second half of action later on.
For your Junior Stars cheer team.
I'm pretty sure I did. Pretty sure it's not.
First up, we have Libby Scott.
She never told me.
Roxy Scott. Lydia Rodriguez.
Oh, yeah.
Morgan Batt. Ava Benes. Sophie Hall. Ella Grace Jones. Charlotte Ray. Annie Lunsford. Kelsey Christensen. Alexis Posey. Lana Reed. Abby Constantino. Ari Russell. Eden Klutz. Abby Seabrook. Elizabeth Posey. Lauren Gillette. And Madeline Taylor. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one and all to the greatest show.
Thompson on the
Apologies for the technical difficulties as we've just got the audio back up and running. What a first half we just watched. I'm Theodore Fernandez. I'll be joined again by my color commentator Eli Cornett in a few minutes, but right now I'm joined by Jake Naroski with the Wounded Warrior Project. Jake, how are you doing today? You seem to really be enjoying it here, and here to talk to you about what you've been doing with the Wounded Warrior Project Foundation.
Yeah, so the Wounded Warrior Project just, kind of emphasized this all tribal awareness. It's always important to make sure we take care of veterans.
There's a run attempt for Johnson that was stuffed as the Stripes offense has the ball. So, I guess I got to ask, what brings you here to Gatlinburg?
Yeah, so actually I've coached up here the last few years. I had the honor to coach for some of the prep. Some of the guys up here. Last year we were looking around and saying, hey, isn't there a way to do some kind of awareness? Kind of just serve right alongside Rock on Top. So this year we wanted to sponsor some of the stuff. We got hats for the coaches, water bottles for the players, wristbands, some flags, supply the game, coins. Just really want to make sure that we're kind of up here and being involved and being part of the local.
Well, I'm wearing my Wounded Warrior Foundation beanie right now. It's very comfortable, very good to wear. Here's a screen that is going to be stuffed, so the Stars defense continues to make some quick tackles. Have you gotten a chance to talk with some of the players, not just on Southern Prep, but of the other teams, talk about what you've been doing?
Oh yeah, man, absolutely. These last couple of last couple days of practice is Thursday night. Those hats came in. It's good that they said the Wounded Warrior Project on them, but just the fact that we had those good hats on Thursday night was awesome. Just spending time with my players and kind of feeding into them at their level, and at the same time walking through and talking about some of the patriotism going on in the world right now and where we can all jump in and help out. So. And hearing their stories about their families, veterans on the coaching staffs, veterans and the families, members of the families that are currently deployed, just understanding. I think it's just something that's heavy on everybody's hearts, and just being able to talk about it.
Shotgun snap, empty set. He's going to roll out right and going to give this to Johnson, who's going to break a first tackle and move the chains, getting it right just short of the 45-yard line. First big chunk play of the half for the Stripes. You have told the players about getting involved and what they can do. How can we get involved? What can people do to help?
The real deal here is just taking care of each other, man. It's all about connection. If you look at all the different programs that Wounded Warrior Project has, when the rubber hits the road, it's all about connecting. It's about getting our brothers and sisters, those of us that went away to war and came home and brought those experiences with us, and just finding ways to reconnect and get involved, and pulling them in and also get involved in our community and our church and our schools, just getting back into that leadership mindset, back on mission.
Empty set yet again as Johnson continues to line up as a receiver, and that pass going to sail out of bounds. Going to bring up 2nd down and 10. So I got to ask, what got you set up with the Wounded Warrior Project?
Well, I spent a whole bunch of time in the military. I spent 14 years in the United States Army. I was in Iraq in 2003 and 2004. Went back in 2007, 2008. And there's some things I brought home with me, man. Some things a lot of us bring home that we carry that, we call them the invisible wounds. We call them PTSD, anxieties. We have different names for it, but really it's a human experiencing something we were never meant to experience and bringing that home with you and carrying that. And Wounded Warrior Project stepped alongside my family, stepped alongside me. And, if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be happily married or be around my children. I wouldn't be present with my family. And so we just owed so many friends so much. It just made sense to get involved and want to do my part, share my story, and really help others.
2nd down snap there and a give to Johnson, and what a job by the Stars defense getting there and stuffing him yet again. Going to bring up 3rd and long, and a tough play call coming up for Coach Pringle. So it almost feels fitting to me that we're here, at a football game talking about this. What role does football, sports, all that have in? I feel like that's something that's probably so prevalent in so many people's lives that are involved with the foundation, right?
Oh yeah, man. I mean, look around, look out here. You got a bunch of guys and families that traveled all the way out here to be part of something else, to serve along somebody else. And real talk, man, someone's going to lose this game. Someone's going to win it, and someone's going to lose it. But they're not going to remember that. They're going to remember spending time together, serving alongside each other, connecting with each other. They're going to remember the friendships they made. They're taking home, and the time they spent with their coaches. And I think that's a lot. That's our veterans are in the same boat, man. They're just amazing, absolutely amazing, phenomenal human beings, and they're just reconnecting, getting back involved. Kind of, sometimes you take a knee, and getting back up off that knee and get back on mission. And you look in our communities, just looking right here, every one of these sidelines, veterans are coaching right now. They're mentoring, they're feeding into and loving these players, and making impacts that they're gonna take with them forever.
We've seen the team names here at this tournament. We just saw a game between Grit and Honor. Here we have the Stars and Stripes. There's another military-themed football game going on right this second.
Yeah.
That is the Army-Navy game. Where's your rooting interest lie there?
Oh, I mean, come on, man. Go Army. Beat
Go
Navy.
Army.
Come on, man.
I grew up about 40 minutes from West Point, and I completely back you up on that message. Man, Bryson Daly is a great QB for the Black Knights. Although they are trailing 21-10 right now.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell me that.
Unfortunately. Let's say they're good. 12-1 team. They can turn it around. Here's the rollout. Looking to make something happen, and he's forced out of bounds. Huge, huge stop for the Stars. Dawson Sims forced him out. 4th and 7 is going to come up here. Looks like they're going to punt it away for the first time all game. Well, we really appreciate you coming out here today and coming out here for this tournament and the whole message, everything.
Absolutely, man. We're excited to be here. We're excited to be serving alongside you guys. We're excited about the growth we're going to have next year, being more involved, having more of our Warriors present, coaching, mentors here, and just, we got coaches feeding into their lives. We're going to have veterans out here feeding into their lives, and this is an amazing event. We're just excited to be alongside it.
I got to call you guys a Southern Prep play down in Florida. Are we going to see you guys back there next year?
Oh, you better believe it, brother. If there's green grass and white paint, we're going to be there, baby.
I will be looking forward to that. Thank you so much for your time, and hope you enjoy the rest of your time here at this tournament.
Yes, sir, y'all. Go Rangers.
Go Rangers. Southern Prep. Couldn't get it done all the way in Florida, but that is a fun football team to watch. We now want to welcome back Eli Cornett to the call. Eli, what have you been up to?
Oh, man, just listening to that great interview, and I just want to back everything that that man said. Yeah, there's a lot of veterans overseas that all deserve all the respect and love when they come home. They go over there and fight for our freedom every single day, and they deserve a lot of respect and love when they come back to the States. And I just want to give a shout-out to every U.S. military member out there, either at home on base or even deployed overseas. We respect you guys. We love you guys. We hope you guys make it home safe.
Could not agree more with that message there. I'm sure there are a ton of them watching this broadcast too right now. And if you're watching this broadcast, you've been treated to a very fun game so far.
Yeah, it's been a really fun game. You had the Stripes come out with a 17-0 lead. The Stars have slowly been coming back in there with that Sims pick six, as we're going to get a play here.
How about the fake pitch? He uncorks it deep.
Oh.
And how about the collision there? Number 32, Nathaniel Reese, and Augusta Eagle.
Yeah, Nathaniel Reese coming over from his free safety spot, able to break that one up. Looked like the receiver's going to be streaking downfield straight into the end zone, perhaps bang his head on the goalpost on that one. But Nathaniel Reese able to come over and not break that one up. Like we were saying before, Theo, Stripes came out to a 17-0 lead. Stars fought back, brought this game within 2, and Stripes went ahead and kicked the go-ahead field goal to end the half. As we get another carry.
There's Houston, one of his better runs on the day, going to make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's going to be 3rd and short for the Stars team here. It's a big conversion. You want to try to get the ball in the end zone to take your first lead of the game. Roberts has been doing a really good job coming into the offense after those first three straight 3-and-outs. The Stars have pretty much been in control of this game so far. So you got guys out there. You got Micah Smith out there at the top of your screen alongside Graham Russell. Graham Russell had that big catch early in the first half.
They're going to choose to give to Venter, and he does not have room to run. Huge third down tackle.
Yeah, big, huge.
That's Selase Bruton there to make the tackle with a bunch of his teammates there following. And don't know how strongly they considered going for it, but inside your own 30.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I
you kind of got to punt it away.
Yeah, you want to punt it away. You don't want this thing to get out of hand. You've been playing so good as far as the last football time, probably the last 19 minutes or so. Yeah. So you really want to try to get pin them back deep, get them into kind of uncomfortable field position, and hopefully come up with another defensive stop like you just had on their first drive.
I mean, seriously, after watching those first couple drives from the Stripes, it just looked like the Stars were going to be lifeless defensively, and they've turned it around in such a huge way.
Yeah, and that speaks to the leadership of this Tennessee Heat defense.
Oh, that snap is really high. Plate has to make something happen. He's going to be brought down.
Oh, that's going to be a safety.
They might rule forward progress, so he'll be down inside the 2-yard line. That snap just sailed right over Plate's head.
Yeah, we've been talking about momentum shifts, Theo. There's another one. When we thought the Stars had life, they make a little bit of a miscue right there. Actually, a big miscue as that snap does go over his head, setting up another easy potential touchdown for the Stripe offense.
This is the 4th drive today that the Stripes have started inside the Stars' 25-yard line.
Yeah, they opened up the game with that muffed kick, and they were able to score easy with that C.J. Johnson touchdown. Then again, they went for it on 4th down on the second drive, the Stars that is, and the Stripes were able to capitalize on that as well. So another big turnover by the Stars, setting up another, again, like I just said, potential easy Stripes touchdown.
Handoff Johnson, and they actually
he got in.
So incredible as a runner. He just has so many guys on him, and they just can't stop it.
Just that leg drive and that high knee drive. That high knee drive, able to tiptoe his way into the end zone. Defender's not able to bring him down, making this score now 32-21.
It's absolutely incredible. C.J. Johnson, Chris Johnson ran for 2,000 yards in the NFL. He's ran for 2,000 yards out here in high school this year. C.J. 2K. Christopher Johnson.
Yeah, as our producer James just said, his name is Chris Johnson.
His name is actually
Chris Johnson. So we really do have a really good comparison there. Yeah. So, Theo, you nailed that one right on the head.
For a high school running back to be compared to Ashton Genty and Chris Johnson in one game is very impressive.
That's very high praise.
This is a very special
Very
runner.
high praise, but this is the All-American game. You do have absolute stars all over the field in both the 8-man world and the 11-man world, as we do have a 2-point play.
What do we have happening here? He runs the whole length of the field.
Oh,
and the 2-point conversion. How's that for some payoff? For Jack Garza.
Yeah, it looked like Garza was going to be completely stopped on the right side of the end zone. Cuts all the way back against the grain and goes all the way back to the left side and is able to get that 2-point conversion, making it 34-21.
.8:52 to play in this third quarter. Tito Fernandez and Eli Cornett on the call. James Shannon, our producer. This has been probably the best game of the day so far.
Well, it looks like we do have another good one going up on top. Last time I checked, the score was 34-26.
Wow, so, maybe go on YouTube, split screen these two broadcasts because there's a lot of good football going on right now.
There is a flag on the field.
Got a flag on the play.
Waiting on the call. I didn't catch anything live.
Looked like it might have been a block in the back. Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, that is. So that'll make things a little bit harder for this offensive drive, but you got to imagine that, you know, they can cook something up here. Right?
Yeah, you're not completely out of it yet because you are able to go down and score. That would potentially make it 28-34. You get another stop. It's still only the third quarter. I checked that when I just had the score earlier up top. It's actually 36-24. But like you were saying, Theo, this game's not out of hand yet. Still 13-point ball game. So if the Stars are able to go down and score and get another stop, their defense has proven that they are able to stop this Stripes offense.
They've really been unable, both sides, to hit on those out routes today, which has been kind of unfortunate for both teams, really, because there have been some good opportunities, but it'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, that quick game has kind of been non-existent for both teams today, trying to hit those quick out routes. Really hard ball to complete. You really have to have really good timing between the quarterback and the receiver trying to get that ball out in space. But they've had no problem trying to hit the deep ball. We saw one from Ashburn to Venter to Russell on that little trick play, and then we've seen several from the Stripes offense, from Murdoch to Zay Johnson as this play is now getting started.
Murdoch looking to take off. He will do so, and he's got room to move. Murdoch slides past the 30.
I believe that was Roberts.
18-yard rush.
I believe that was Roberts that took off on that one.
Oh, that was Roberts, yeah.
15, Trip Roberts.
That was on me. I got our QBs mixed up, Roberts.
I mean, granted, I just did say Murdoch's name, but that's just the opposite team.
Yeah. They're both big QBs out there.
Yeah, they're both big, very athletic quarterbacks. Roberts, like we said earlier in the broadcast, not known to run the ball.
No, Roberts is.
Oh, Roberts is known to run the ball.
Roberts is over 1,000 yards.
Okay, Roberts is known
to.
Got my quarterbacks mixed up. We've seen 4 quarterbacks today. He is known to run the ball. He's done a really good job with his arms and legs today. It's Micah Smith's going to get the ball now.
Micah Smith is going to take that for about 5. He's been a little quiet out there to me, considering, 1,400 yards, 20 touchdowns on the year. I expected him to be a little more active in the pass game, but they're looking to get him involved.
Yeah, considering 5 of those came in Florida against 2 very good teams in the Tennessee Heat and the Freedom Cowboys. Micah Smith, absolute animal of a wide receiver for the East Central Patriots. Talking to Coach Smith this week, he's very happy to have him back next year.
And Coach Ryan Scott is probably pretty happy to not have to game plan for him this time.
Exactly.
There's the crossing route. There's that short game you were talking about, and that'll get it into Stripes territory.
We're having another flag. Looks like it was a face mask.
Quentin Murray had a lot of receptions. Don't know exactly how many, but he racked them up in the first half, and we're waiting on the call, but I believe you will be correct in the face mask. So, yeah, another 15 yards going to be added to the end of that run. And they're knocking on the door.
Yeah, they're knocking on the door again with that big pass play and penalty. Stars able to move down the field, like we said earlier, Theo. This game's not out of reach yet. Still a 13-point ball game.
It's also worth noting that, the 34 points that the Stripes have racked up. We'll continue this thought after the play as
Gonna get another
snap. He's
bootleg.
going to roll out, looking. No, had 2 receivers, but could not get the ball to either of them.
He had a receiver in the flat. That's the one he was going to. But he also had a receiver shooting across the middle. He really had 2 options, but he went to choose the safer option on that one. But not terrible play right there. It's still, I believe, let me look at the yard marker. I believe it's only 2nd down. So you're still okay. You're still in pretty good shape with 6:52 left in the third quarter.
Absolutely. Back to what we were talking about, the 34 points they've given up. The Stripes only picked up about 60 total yards on 25 of those points.
Yeah, just due to the great field position that was handed to them.
That's the Stars shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah, exactly. Here goes
There's
Venter.
Venter finally breaks through for a huge play. inside the 10-yard line. First and goal coming up.
There's the Jalen Venter I'm used to seeing and coaching against. Jalen Venter, the all-conference Sikh player, able to cut right into the middle of that Stripes defense. Jalen Venter, again, kind of your do-it-all guy. Play a little bit of linebacker, receiver, quarterback, and running back. Able to do a little bit of everything. It really takes a lot to game plan for this guy. You also have his teammates playing up top.
Here's the snap. First and goal. Gonna unload to the end zone. It's deflected, but I believe this will be a pass interference call.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Trip Roberts tried to. Oh, no, this will be.
Is it going to be offensive?
Yeah, looks like it. They're going to have to walk this one back. Trip Roberts thought he had himself a window to get that ball in, and instead it'll be second and goal, and the job gets a little harder. From the 20 now.
Yeah, and that's kind of a little bit one. You can kind of go either way. You had two receivers, a receiver and a DB, kind of hand fighting on that one. So that one kind of can go either way. Refs just had to make a business decision on that call.
Well, another flag just got thrown. And this one will be an encroachment call. That'll put it to the 15.
So they had the offensive pass interference and able to make up that yardage back on that encroachment call. So Stars still in pretty good shape here.
That's a first and 15.
Going to go empty set.
There's Houston breaking it. He is going to be in, I believe.
Yes, I believe he did.
Line of vision was cut off a little. Touchdown, Stars. And just like that, we're back to a one-score game.
Hands down, Theo, this has been the best ball game we've seen. Both teams battling. Stripes came up with an early lead. Stars still battling back, still down by 6. Given this, they get this PAT. But great job by Houston catching that ball out in the flat. Roberts able to roll to his left, hit Houston right in the flat, like I just said, and able to score into the end zone, making this a 7-point ball game.
How about the redemption from some of these Stars players? Venter fumbles the opening kickoff, allows the Stripes to score. Then, the first real drive, it was Houston with the fumble. And now both of them, catalysts for success on this drive.
Yeah, both two big key pieces on this drive. Both teams doing a really good job. Both players doing a really good job right now.
I think there were 2 offsetting penalties on that PAT attempt. So it looks like they'll just get right back to it, trying to make it a 6-point game. Going to be Dylan Plate to kick. Splits the uprights, and 28-34 the score. Things are getting good in Gatlinburg.
One.
6 minutes, 6 seconds to play in what has been a fun third quarter of a very fun game. There's the kickoff, which is going to bounce, be fielded cleanly by Johnson. Going to try to find a seam, and will be brought down at around the 35-yard line.
Yeah, Johnson bouncing off tacklers again. Looked like he really wanted to break that one open. All right, so if you're the Stripes offense, you've been able to pretty much to move the ball at will. Stars defense has come up with a lot of key stops with the pick 6 earlier in the first half, and have made a lot of key stops. This team, the Stripes offense scored 26 points in the first half, have only scored 6 in the second half. Or 8, mind you. They've only scored 8 points in the second half. So it's really kind of anyone's ball game still with the Stripes on offense. Trying
to preserve the lead. He's going to find his, no, he's not, it's dropped. The pass intended for Marshall.
Yeah.
And drops becoming a bit of a theme. Marshall's had them. Zay Thompson's had a couple.
Yeah, and it's kind of hard as a quarterback, as a right arm quarterback, right-handed quarterback, rolling to your left and still trying to make that throw across your body. It's a little bit of a hard throw. He still was able to make a very accurate throw in there, but pretty much pretty hard ball to catch there if you're the receiver. So you still got 2nd and 10 here, looking to try to get this ball in the end zone, make it a 2-score lead.
Stimson takes the snap, and they're going to walk it back 5 yards. We've had a good amount of false start calls these past couple quarters. You know?
Yeah, it's been
everyone trying to get that jump, trying to move first. And
yeah, we've had a lot of penalties. We have a lot of false starts, delay of games, a lot of things just like that. So penalties kind of been semi-big in this game, not terrible. But both teams have really done, both coaching staffs have done a really good job coaching a very clean game right now.
So it's Johnson in the backfield yet again.
We got
another pause. Ref threw a flag.
Maybe an illegal substitution.
Delay of game.
Oh, wow.
1st and 10 to 1st and 15. Now turns into 1st and 20.
Whew. So we're just getting backed up by penalties. Penalties can cost you big potential situations. So now you're backed up at the, looks like you're at the 25-yard line.
Stimson throw. Trying to find some room to maneuver. And Garza will be brought down.
Yeah, hitting Garza on the, sorry, excuse me, Theo. Garza running that little stick route. He's able to connect with him, get some of that yardage back. Looks like it's still going to be about 3rd and 13. So you still have a long way to go. But if you're the Stripes, you want to try to get a little bit of yardage here, but you want to try to get in good punting position. You don't want to give the Stars good field position on this because they've been able to move the ball as of late.
Stimson going to consider taking off. He's going to try it. He's going to be brought down. Picked up good chunk of yardage, but it will be 4th and about 4. Make that 5.
Yeah, it's going to be about 4th and 5. So it looks like, can't really tell. They are going to bring the punting unit out. So they are going to bring the punting unit out, and that also both teams have had struggles fielding kicks today. So this is kind of this is going to be a big moment for both teams if they're able to catch this cleanly, and then the Stars, will have to drive the length of the field to try to take the lead in this game.
Zachariah Duke punted a good bit this year. He had 16 punts, averaged 35 yards per kick. He's already had one today. Let's see how this one goes. Solid hang time on this, and it's going to force Houston to call a fair catch. He muffs it, and thankfully for the Stars, they caught a really lucky break.
You know what that's called,
Eli
Theo?
Carr was there.
You know what that's called, Theo?
You know, that's good awareness, seeing that ball pop out and just running right on it.
Theo, you know what that's called?
What?
The announcer's jinx. Because I just literally just said they've had trouble fielding that ball the entire game and able to come up with that one. So now the Stars have to drive the length of the field to try to take the lead on this game.
You know, and I was going to mention how Houston had already had a fumble, and then I thought in my head, announcer's jinx, let's not say it. And you already did enough damage.
All right, I jumped the gun on that one a little bit, Theo.
Yeah. There is nothing more powerful in sports than an announcer's jinx. And we'll try to avoid it today, but happens unintentionally.
Got Micah Smith in motion, but looks like we got another penalty going up here.
There's another. Is it just me, or are these pre-snap penalties starting to get out of hand?
Yeah, we're starting to add up a little bit here. Looks like it was a false start.
You know, with that being said, the boys in the trenches on both sides have really been able to make some stuff happen. You know, they've given their QBs some protection. You know, you look at the stars, Evan Patterson, you know, Tony Groh, Tyler Hearn, all guys who have made impacts. Jacob Bradley, Brody Barksdale. He plays outside linebacker and offensive guard. There's a big play. It's going to move. I believe it'll be a first down.
Yeah, Ashburn able to dump.
Venter, who was just there, and
Yeah, Ashburn able to dump that one off the Venter in the flat, able to pick up a good chunk of yardage to set up a second and about 7. So that Ashburn to Venter connection has kind of come on a little bit stronger now that the game is progressing into the fourth quarter.
here's the snap. This is Trip Robertson at QB as he tries to throw for Dalton Sims. I believe that's his first target of the year.
Pass falls incomplete.
Twin brother of Dawson Sims, who had the pick 6 earlier.
Yeah, and Roberts wasn't able to connect with Sims on that one. Threw it a little bit behind him on that stop route. But again, you still got third down. So try to get your guy in open space, maybe Micah Smith or Graham Russell. Look for a little bit of a screen here as you see Graham Russell at the bottom of your screen. So expect maybe something, a little bit of screen to either Venter or looks like they're going to try to take a deep shot here. You got Graham Russell wide open.
I really thought he was going to find Russell for that deep connection instead.
Roberts on the carry.
Fourth down, and
By a host to stripes.
it looks like they're going for this one. And never
they're
mind,
gonna
after
punt.
some deliberation, they're going to bring out the punt unit, which,
Yeah.
with how the defense has played recently, is probably the correct move.
Yeah, I was going to say, the way the defense has been playing the entire game, you don't want to give up potentially a disaster and another score by the Stripes. Your defense has been playing out of their minds in the last 13 minutes of this third quarter. So you really want to try to put this ball away and pin this Stripes team back deep into their own territory.
Here is plate. Like we've said, the local kid playing under the lights in his hometown. This punt is high, bounces, and it's going to take a roll. They tried to throw a defender into it. You saw Zay Thompson try to grab one of the Stars players and throw him into the football. Did not work out. We're going to go give you the Stripes possession momentarily. We'll take a break right now. All right, so we are back, and the Stripes look to get back on the scoreboard. There's Garza. Garza has some room to try and make something happen, but he's going to be thrown down. It's aggressive tackling by the Stars.
Yeah, Garza again, like Zay Thompson, has kind of been Murdoch's go-to guy in this game. Garza and Thompson have come up big for him, along with C.J. Johnson in the run game. Are we going to get a timeout?
That's Ryan Small on the tackle. It will force the timeout, like you just said. Minute 8 to play in this third quarter. We'll step aside. Second and short after the Garza reception. Snap. They're going to throw it deep, and that's short. And it's a pass broken up by Dawson Sims. That's his third time getting a hand on the ball. That's Dawson Sims.
Yeah,
And
Dawson.
Seatbelt celebration there as third down comes up.
Yeah, Dawson Sims with 2 pass breakups and an interception, a touchdown already for the young man. Is really having a big game today.
This man just seems like a bit of a game wrecker all around. He's blocked a punt. He's blocked 2 field goals, interceptions, forced fumbles, just everywhere on the field. Kind of guy you'd want to have in your secondary.
Potential MVP, Theo?
Yeah. If they win this game, I feel like he's got to be.
Oh, even if they don't win the game, he's kind of been, besides Zay Thompson and C.J. Johnson, he's kind of been a big target. Zay Thompson's going to get the ball now.
It's going to be thrown down
By Sims.
by Sims again. And
Tackle made by number
it will be a first down. So they have gotten it into Stars territory, which almost has been kind of the barometer for success sometimes. It seems like on the drives where they're able to get it into Stars territory, they tend to, go through and score. But they've only had 2 scoring drives where they started from their own territory.
Absolutely.
35 seconds and counting here on this third quarter as the Stripes look to make this a 2-score game.
Going to go trips to the top of your screen.
Those 3 lined up. He's looking that way. And that pass broken up. Dangerous play. That was Tristan Heckman out of PD Academy. Led his team in tackling. He's also a very explosive rusher for the squad. First time we're calling his name today.
sets up second down for your Stripes.
Yeah, very good job bringing on the ball right in the middle. Looked like if the receiver had caught that one, he probably would have gotten a decent gain on that, been able to break that one up. It's now going to be second and long, so with 18 seconds left, probably just take a little run here, get into the quarter, and perhaps come up with a big play on either third or first down going into the start of the fourth quarter.
Here we go, 2nd and 10. Julian Murdoch. Handoff. And that is going to be pickup of a couple yards for Jediah Otter. And that will be the final play of the third quarter.
Brought down by host.
So we're actually going to stay here with you for now for this third quarter because you teased it, Eli, talking about MVP. I want to know who your actual pick is right now.
So many great guys to choose from. But as a defensive coordinator, my defensive bias is going to get in the way. I believe Dawson Sims should probably get it today. Regardless, win or lose, he probably should get it. He's got 3 pass breakups. He's got a touchdown, pick 6, and a bunch of great plays on defense tackling-wise. So if it was me, I'd probably give it to him.
Now, we do get an offensive and a defensive, I believe.
Let's see you work it. Give those cheer stars another big hand.
Well, sorry to interrupt our MVP talk. We just saw the cheerleaders presentation. Cool story, actually. All the girls submitted videos to a bunch of cheer coaches from different schools, and the cheer coaches got together and selected the ones to be on this all-American cheer team. So they worked together on setting up their cheers, and we saw them perform at halftime and just now. So real cool that everyone gets to enjoy this. You know, the festivities in Gatlinburg are open for just about anyone who wants to be involved, as long as you get selected. So they flipped the field. The Stripes going to try and continue their drive. Here's Murdoch. Shook off one defender. Going to throw. And they just ran out of real estate trying to find Zay Thompson there.
Frederick's pass falls incomplete.
Yeah, he just kind of sailed that one out of bounds. So now it's going to be about 4th and 6. So he's probably going to have to go for it here. Look for Zay Thompson or Garza. They've kind of been your top 2 targets as of right now. Oh, they are going to send the punt unit out. So Star is going to have a potential to take the lead in this one.
Yes, they will. And I think, it's a little surprising to me. With a chance to really, really pin them deep. Coach Pringle's opting to go for it.
Oh, they're going to kick a field goal.
Are they kicking a field goal?
They're going to kick a field goal. Oh,
They're
they are
kicking-
going to take a timeout.
They were lined up to kick a 58-yard field goal.
I mean, some of these boys yesterday were kind of booming it. Some looked like they were good from 55. But as we were talking about earlier, Theo, with the MVP discussion, you have an argument for Dawson Sims. Chris Johnson, CJ, 2K, also has an argument as well. Zay Thompson has also had a very good day today as well.
If I'm not mistaken, they do name an offensive and a defensive.
Oh, they are kicking it.
Yeah, they are. This is going to be interesting. I don't think I've ever seen an attempt this long in a high school game. We've seen his leg strength. His career high entering the day was 39 yards.
All right, we're going to go for a career long here in
58
Gatlinburg.
yards. Kick. Line drive.
Oh.
Falls short.
Oh, my goodness.
That would have been,
Is no good.
I think that would have given Zechariah Duke an argument for MVP if he somehow drained that one.
It would have. It would have, but now the Stars are set up with very, very good field position. Now they're only down by 6 points, so they have a chance to take the lead right here, Theo.
I really would have tried to pin him deep there on a punt, I think.
Either that or just try to throw a deep ball. Maybe even if you get an interception, that's kind of just like a punt. So either way, I probably would have gone for it, just at least to back them up, even just a.
You also got, you're in an All-American game, and it's about letting these kids have their time to shine, and all these guys are juniors, and a good amount of them are looking to play college football somewhere. So if this kid wants a shot at a field goal, I understand letting him take it. And apparently they do back it up to the 25. I kind of expected them to take it from the 50. His first down pass goes incomplete.
Robert's pass falls incomplete.
I was unaware that this was a rule that the ball would get placed at the 25, but makes the job a little harder for the Stars.
Yeah, just a little bit harder. But I believe that was number 33. That was the one that broke up that last one. But you do have the Stars offense coming out. You're going to have that stacked position. You got Graham Russell and Micah Smith at the top of your screen right here.
Yeah, it was Jalen Bernard there on
We're
that
going to have
last
another
break.
flag.
Good flag.
Yeah.
Good play.
We've got the whistle, and
False start on the
they're going to
offense.
walk it back again. I've lost track of these false start penalties. But we've had everything. We've had that. We've had delay of game. We've had encroachment calls. You know?
Yeah, it's kind of been.
Everyone. It's been a dogfight in the trenches, on the lines.
Yeah, it's been a dogfight. Oh, we got a ball. We have a play starting right now.
It's going to be looking. He stayed up and got it to his receiver's hand. That was a very hard pass to complete, but Trip Roberts tried to make something happen.
Yeah, Roberts running around in the pocket, had to jump out of the pocket, was rolling to his left, rolling to his right, had to go back against the grain to his left, unable to complete that pass, but a great effort there by the quarterback, at least just trying to get the ball off.
You know, I feel like we were talking about offensive line. We have to bring up the name Terrell Boston Jr., the River Oaks stud.
Oh, yeah.
6'8", 315 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
Going to be playing football at Ole Miss, and he's playing up on the main field right now with
Yeah.
his star running back, Lantavius Murphy. That game did look good.
Yeah, Lane Kiffin, you're getting a good one, man.
Oh, he is.
Oh!
As that pass is picked off, jumped the route, and they might return this. It's a very solid return. How about Jackson McGregor jumping up, making the pick?
Yeah, it looks like he was down about they're going to mark it at the 10-yard line.
The Kansas
Or they're going to
kid.
bring it.
Big pick, big return.
Where are they going to mark this? Looks like the field judge is going to mark it at the 4-yard line. So it looks like he probably stepped out right there. But again, another big momentum shift for the Stripes, getting that ball. Stars looked like they had the momentum coming out with that big, with the missed field goal. But Stripes back in business, back in the red zone.
They've scored 24 points off 4 drives where they've started inside the 25, and any score would make it a 2-possession game, but a touchdown especially would be huge in this position. And he's just going to take it in himself. How about it? Julian Murdoch.
Number 15, Julia Murdoch, with your stripes, touchdown.
Yeah,
Mix.
Murdoch with a design quarterback run, able to power his way into the end zone to make this again a 12-point game.
Well, Murdoch only got to win 1 football game this year playing for his Glencliff Colts. You know he's hungry for a victory, and he's certainly playing like it. And everyone really, you see the way that guys fight for yardage, the way that everyone is just giving everything they can to win. You know, maybe an All-American game, but they want it.
Theo, if I'm Murdoch, I don't think I want to hear 111 ever in a game. But yeah, you're right. Murdoch does have a chip on his shoulder.
As he should.
And he's playing a very good game right now.
PAT is no good.
Well, the point after attempt did not pan out there. So it stays at a 12-point game. $14-15 to play. And I have to imagine there's some kind of penalty on the PAT. They're going to try and go for 2 now. Screen. Garza. He's going to do another huge run. He's looking to throw. And Garza finally.
Oh, no, he's still up.
No, he's still up. He throws. Can they fight in? No. What a 2-point attempt. He got the ball to Arthur Marshall.
2-point attempt is no good.
How did he survive that?
He broke about 3 or 4 tacklers, coming back around, able to complete that ball. Really good athletic play by Garza, able to complete that one, but not able to get into the end zone. Still a 12-point game.
He probably ran just about 100 yards total on the last 2-point conversion attempts.
Yeah, he did a really good job there trying to getting that ball off, but unable to convert on that one.
That's one of the cooler 2-point attempts I think I've ever seen. He tucked the ball, looked like he was going down, somehow stays alive. So 12-point game still, and biggest drive of the game yet for the Stars. You fail this, then you're down 2 scores. They have the ball, and you're probably under 10 minutes to play. So things could either get real serious or start to get out of hand here, depending on how this goes. Kickoff It's a strong, booming kick, and they will let it go for a touchback. Made the decision to wave it off. You know, offense was in a great rhythm early. It's kind of died down. You're obviously more specialized on the defensive side of the ball, Eli, but what are you doing here to get the offensive juices flowing again?
Yeah, if I'm Coach Scott, I want my guys to compete, but also have fun at the same time, because these guys are here to have fun and play an extra game of football. These guys are juniors, so they do have 1 year left. But again, after a long season, as we know, football does take a lot. You have to make a lot of sacrifices, being away from your family and everything, having to go to practice and everything, as we do have a run right here.
There's the handoff to Houston, goes for a couple yards. Going to bring up second down. You know, obviously, the point of an All-American game is to let guys showcase what they can do and have some fun. At the end of the day, that last football game you play during a season, that's going to weigh on you no matter what. No one wants to end their football season on a loss. So.
Yeah, absolutely. My senior year, we played Riverside Christian out of Fayetteville with in the D2 championship, and even after that game, we still lost the game, but still does take a lot for being a senior.
That ball is going to go to Cole. Just like that, we've got a first down.
And producer James did remind me, I can't believe I forgot, but I did have the pleasure of playing in the All-America game back in 2020. Was very excited to win defensive MVP that year. So very excited to be back, third year back broadcasting with 8-Man Extreme at this wonderful event. So being an alumni here, it's very cool to see what the future looks like for this incredible game and football all across the 11-man and 8-man world in high school football.
First down snap. Give to Cole again. And this one doesn't go quite as well as he only gains a couple. You still have your defensive player of the game plaque, Eli?
I do actually still have it. It's hanging up in my room. It's actually I've moved it to college with me, and I actually do still have it. Still have the picture and everything. Look a lot better back then, 4 years ago, than I do now. That freshman 15 really is a real thing.
It is.
But, yeah, I still have the plaque. Very honored. Still have a lot of good friends from that game from all teams all around the country.
The second down throw is he did corral it. He did complete it to Dalton Sims. So both Sims brothers are making their presence felt. Both out of the 11-man Windsor Academy in Macon, Georgia. Dalton hasn't had a huge season, just 295 yards, 2 touchdowns as a wide receiver, but he's stepping up when it matters. Here's another first down. Stepping back, finds Venter, and Venter gonna get it in to Stripes territory.
Yeah, just able to dump that one off. Getting that ball inside, so Stars still do have something going on, moving the ball down the field. Still a lot of time left in this fourth quarter with 11 and a half minutes to go. So if you're Coach Scott, you want to try to get this ball in. You don't have to be too fast, but you're still in this ball game. Game's not completely out of reach just yet, Theo.
Oh, it is far from it. You know, and you look at how this Stripes offense has played when they've had to drive the field. We've got a whistle pre-snap. And a false start.
False start on the offense.
So that'll move it. That'll move it out of Stripes territory to the 49.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of false starts today on both teams. A lot of line of scrimmage penalties, offense to defense, and offsides, false starts. But it is an All-American game. Coaches are not going to be too mad about it. They still want the kids to have fun.
You spend a whole year and a whole season building up your cadences and everything, and
you're with a completely new cadence.
Yeah.
Just because
it's
you're in
bound
the
to
All-American
happen.
game doesn't mean you're going to have the same coaching staff as you do in the regular season. A lot of these kids are used to their system. So learning a new system in 2 days is difficult, but usually all these coaches kind of keep it really simple for them, something very easy for them to learn in 48 hours. And all these kids have done a great job this weekend. They've all been very good. They're all very good kids, very good football players, very good athletes. So these kids have really done a really good job this weekend, and it's been put out on display today on the field.
I don't know about you, Eli, but I'm very glad I made the trip up from Tuscaloosa to Gatlinburg to be here. And the payoff is this game right here, because this has been a fun one, and it could get even more fun depending on how this drive finishes.
Yeah, with Levi Ashburn at the helm, we'll see what he can do right here on this play.
How about that block? Keeps the QB alive. Houston. That one looked like it hurt. That was big number 66, Ben Bobo, out of Southside Christian. Would have probably had the sack, but instead Houston put his body on the line, took a big hit, and allowed his QB to get some yardage.
Yeah, a big block there by the young man. Offensive line on both teams have been dominant on both sides. Both teams, they've just been pancaking guys. I've also seen some defensive linemen pancaking some offensive linemen, so the battle in trenches is for real, Theo.
Yeah, and these guys look like they're having fun out there too, which is always great.
Let the big boys eat.
Here's the throw. And this one is not going to really go anywhere. It's going to be Colton Frapp on the catch. He caught 14 passes, 240 yards, 4 touchdowns on the year.
Speaking of eating, Theo, you got to experience CC's Pizzas for the first time last night in Gatlinburg, didn't you?
I did get to have some CC's Pizza, and as a New Yorker, I don't know if I should be disgusted by the quality of pizza or impressed by the quantity.
Well, for some of us, it didn't matter. We had a long day, and we were starving.
I would have eaten just about anything. Very excited to be back in New York eating real pizza, though.
Considering you had about 4 plates of pizza yesterday, I don't think you hated it that much.
Oh, I was not disappointed. There's the reception. It's going to go to Micah Smith. You know, maybe this is where he starts to take over this ball game. We've been waiting on it all game. Just such a dynamic receiver for East Central.
Yeah, Micah Smith has done a really good job. All year long, had a very good weekend in Florida, along with all his teammates who have come out here today. And we do have a scoring update from up top. Glory 36, Courage 36. That one coming down to the wire with 13 minutes, just over 13 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So very excited to get up to see that one after this one's over.
Pass just a little low for Houston. Trip Roberts tried to find his man. You know, Roberts, it would have been so easy for him to, you know, be rattled early, you know? You have your team fumbling, you threw the interception, everything, and he really has just recovered in such a big way to be leading his team the way he is right now.
Yeah, and all these guys are All-Americans. They're leaders. They're leaders of their team. They know how to respond. They're all resilient. They all know how to persevere, and Roberts is a great example of that right now. Roberts has had a really good game, but Ashburn's been leading this drive, trying to bring them back within 1 score.
Here's the pitch to
double
Venter.
pass.
They're running it again. There he is. Graham Russell on the flea flicker. Touchdown.
Russell.
We have a classic here in Gatlinburg.
Yeah, here we go again. The Seek quarterback going to the all-conference running back, Venture, the all-conference wide receiver, Graham Russell of Tennessee Heat. You got Heat, the freedom to heat on that connection. What a great play call. Again, completely fooled the Stripes defense as they are going to bring this thing within 5, given the PAT.
Big kick here. Very big kick, actually. Difference between a 5 and a 6-point game cannot be understated. Trouble on the hole, doesn't matter. They get it through. Now, you know, if the Stripes go out and Zechariah Duke kicks a field goal, it'd still be a 1-score game.
Yeah, it's going to be a 1-score game, but we're very, very excited to see what this one's going to look like at the end.
The same exact play. Oh. Here we go. 8 minutes, 20 seconds to play. Theodore Fernandez. And, oh, there's a return. This could be something, actually. And he's going to try to get back the other way. Unable to. So he'll be down at the 30 for a second. Thought we could have something happen as that was J.J. Copeland from Virginia Spartans on the return.
Yeah, both teams have 2 timeouts. So if you're the Stripes, you want to try to get the ball into the end zone. You don't want to try to run the ball because they do have those timeouts. You don't want to risk giving the Stars good field position. So you want to try to at least get a field goal, make it at least an 8-point game so they have to score and get the 2-point conversion. Or even score a touchdown, perhaps, put this thing away.
All right, let's see what Julian Murdoch and the Stripes offense have in store. He's going to fake the pitch to Johnson. Going to throw deep. Does he have something?
Oh,
he does not, but there is the PI.
Yep, Eli
Arthur Marshall clearly got grabbed going down.
We got some laundry on the field, folks.
This will move it up and give him a first down.
Yeah, Carr was a little bit handsy on that one, pulled him down to the ground, so that's going to be a PI call every single time.
No escaping it. Carr made that big play earlier. He's played a solid game, but I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's his second time being whistled. .8:05 to play. This has been a very fun football game, and it's only getting better from here. Murdoch takes the snap with some motion, gives to Garza. Garza going to run. Going to do his classic reverse in the field, and he's going to try it again. He's got a little bit of room. There's a flag on the play that I believe will be against the Stripes.
Yeah, probably another holding call here.
Yeah. You saw when he tried that last reverse, all of a sudden a big gap opened up, and I believe that's because one of his blockers got a little too handsy. Block in the back is the call, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be a block in the back. When you have a guy running in space like that, it's very easy for receivers to block in the back. So not a big mistake, but you still want to be able to try to get the ball, march the ball down the field again. So it's going to be first and very long for the Stripes right here. As I do hear chants up at the top.
15-yard play. 2nd and 20. You know, you're the defensive mind. What are you telling your players here? What kind of plays, sets he's bringing in?
The biggest thing is that they've been trying to go to the quick game, as we just saw that one on the corner route. So you want to try to keep all the receivers in front of you. You're telling your linebackers to play the gap, so you don't want a big run. C.J. Johnson has been running wild all day, so you want to try to keep every receiver in front of you, just like that right there. Ball's
out. And they dive on it.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow. Man, the play was busted from the start. The low snap. He tried to just give it to Arthur Marshall right away. And the Stars get on that football.
Stars coming up with a big stop there. So if they're able to score here, Theo, they'll be able to take the lead for the first time today. This Stars team has been very resilient, very, very, very good job staying in the game. As Coach Scott told his team, the Tennessee Heat, throughout the season, their theme was own the moment, and his team right now in Gatlinburg is doing just that.
That was the break they needed. You saw Kyrie Owens dove on the ball, missed. Ryan Small was there to secure it. So from the 36-yard line, with a chance to take the lead.
Roberts going to pop.
Roberts moving. Roberts might take off. No, he's going to plant. He's going to throw.
Oh,
he's
my.
got his man.
Oh, my.
It's a touchdown. Wow. Number 5, Quentin Murray. He's been huge all day. The biggest catch of the night. 7:03 to play. And the Stars have their first lead of the game.
What a play by Roberts, rolling to his right, able to throw across his body to Quentin Murray. Murray able to break a couple tackles and get to the end zone for the first Stars lead of the game. What a great play from the quarterback to receiver to go up by 1.
36-yard touchdown reception, one-play drive, and they can take a 3-point lead with this 2-point conversion with Venter in the backfield. Venter's going to move now, and he's going to get the screen. Does he have the block? He gets through. It doesn't matter, and 43-41 is your score.
And for your 2-point conversion.
So, man, is this fun or what, Eli?
Oh, yeah, it's been a great game all day long with the Stripes jumping out first. Now the Stars have fought all the way back with 7 minutes left. The Stripes now have a chance to regain the lead.
$43-40 the score here. 43-36 the score up top, as then we had another late go-ahead touchdown over there. Man, what a day for football.
Yeah.
It's going to be a return for Johnson. He's going to try and find something, and it's going to be brought down at about the 27-yard line and then pushed back. Forward progress should have him secured, but this is pretty awesome, isn't it, Eli?
Yeah, we've had a bunch of great games today. First 4 games were kind of one-sided a little bit, but the kids did have fun, but we were saving the best football for last. All these guys have really been performing great today. Like we said earlier, the Stars were down early, but able to fight all the way back to make it a 3-point game. So now, if you're the Stripes, you're not necessarily in a rush. You want to take your time trying to get it down the field, drain a bunch of clock. You do have a field goal kicker to potentially tie it, but you want to try to drain some clock because it's been easier for the Stripes to drive down the field rather than the Stars.
So after the fumble, let's see where they go. To no one's surprise, it's Johnson who gets it. There's a flag on the play as he's stuffed at the line by 4 Stars defenders. How about the big Kyrie Owens hitting the celebration? It's gonna be another offensive penalty on the Stripes. So they decline it?
Yeah.
They declined the penalty, so it's going to be 2nd and 10 instead of 1st and 20. What do you think about that one, Eli?
Yeah, you're going to decline that penalty. It's going to be 1st and 20. It would be 1st and 20, yeah, but you want to decline that one just due to the fact that they would have more field to work with. You still back them up. You're giving them more field to work with.
Yeah, can't argue with that one.
And the clock is still running.
It is, which is huge. There's the snap, give to Johnson. And Johnson has room. Johnson, we've been waiting on him to unleash a run like this. He's going. He's stiff-arming people. He's down inside the 40, but there is a flag.
It's coming back.
Johnson on the carry brought down by number 14, Larry Reinhardt.
Such incredible running that is going to be negated due to the flag. Was looking for laundry the whole time. Thought he was finally in the clear in the last second. I saw it come out. What a run, though. He did so much of that before. So, I missed exactly. Do you catch the call there, Eli?
I did not. I mean, I kind of have a weird view of the white cap. Looked like it might have been a holding call, which is going to back him up. It is going to back him up 10 yards, so probably a holding call on one of the receivers.
So here, it's going to be 2nd and long. Snap. And they're going to try again to go to the run, but instead of giving it to Johnson, they let J.J. Copeland take it, and that did not go well. Is that ball out? The Stars are pointing like that football is free.
Looks like he was down, though.
Yeah, so they fell on it. I completely missed that there was even a ball out to begin with.
Clock still rolling.
We're approaching the 5-minute mark. Obviously still so much time for the Stripes, but with this third down, if they don't get it here, there's going to be a really, really tough decision to make, depending on how long the fourth down attempt would be.
And again, you still do have 2 timeouts. So if you were to give the ball over,
Murdoch on the low snap, going to give it to his man, and wow, great job creating the play and moving the chains for Arthur Marshall. You know, he had to do so much of that work on his own.
Yeah, he did a really good job just getting past 2 defenders there. A little cut to the inside, back out to the sideline, able to turn up and get a first down. So big conversion there for the Stripes to keep this thing going with 4:47 left in this ball game.
I'm not sure why we had a clock stoppage.
He was tackled out of bounds.
Okay. He was tackled out of bounds. So first down, with about 60 yards to go for a touchdown. A lot less for a field goal. There's Johnson just pushing through. And, you know,
Number 34, C.J. Johnson on the carry again.
he's not going to average 13 yards per carry like he did in the regular season. Obviously, he's going up against such dominant defenders.
It's the type of runs he's had today.
Yeah.
The very athletic runs. He's kind of put it all on display. He's had power. He's had speed. He's had athleticism. So he's kind of been doing it all today for this Stripes team.
Clock ticking. It's going to reach under 4 minutes before this ball is snapped. Overtime is a very strong possibility right now, depending on how this drive goes.
That's what our producer, James Shannon, just said.
There's the throw from Murdoch. Just falls in between Marshall and Thompson. So clock stops with 3:53.
Big third down here. Looks like we might get a timeout. No, we're not going to get a timeout. The clock stops. It's going to be 3:53, 3rd and 5 here. So you got a multitude of options. You can either try to get C.J. Johnson out of space, or you can try to hit Zay Thompson and in the middle. They really liked him across the middle. You've also have been able to get Garza out in space as well. So you have a multitude of options.
Just so many shifty weapons.
Yeah, and Murdoch has been able to use his feet a lot as well. So you have a multitude of options right now.
So much to defend for right now. Does the Stars defense have it in him? Handoff. Johnson. He pushes through.
Oh, he's
got it. The initial defender couldn't bring him down. It was over from there.
Yeah, it's going to be a first down. Good job there by the young man, able to bounce off a few tacklers, pick up that first down. So the clock is going to stop with that first down. So if you're the Stripes, you got something going now. You're able to move the ball down the field. This Cabarrus coaching staff really doing a good job of the clock management, able to move the ball downfield now at the 44-yard line.
Murdoch's going to go empty here. Got Thompson and Marshall switching stuff around. He's looking that way. He's going to give it to, just again over the hands of Thompson.
Murdoch's pass falls incomplete.
He's had a lot of balls go off his hands today. Clock stops 3:24. When you played in that All-American game, Eli, did you feel nerves at all down the stretch?
Not really. Just able to play with a bunch of people, really good people that I got to know throughout the weekend. A little bit of nerves, as my producer James Shannon laughs at me when you're going.
Murdoch lost the ball. Murdoch just completely unhinged. I think it might have slipped or something, and He fell on it, but that
Fumble and play recovered by
is
Murdoch.
a costly play, turning 2nd and 10 into about 3rd and 19.
Going back to what you were saying, Theo, I mean, you feel a little bit of nerves coming in, playing with a bunch of guys you don't know. But once the practice got going, felt a little bit of nerves. But when you go up against Jet Lodge and that Evangel team on the other side, 5 of the Evangel players, including Jet Lodge, and then Alex Valbuena from Ezel Harding back in the day, now at Tennessee State University. A bunch of those guys, along with Emmanuel Dang, going up against those guys. You may be a little bit terrified, but we still had a really good time back in 2020.
2:46 to play. We had a timeout call. Third and 19. Huge play coming up. Murdoch has empty. He's got 5 wide. Trips on the top side. Looking. Gonna throw it.
Oh.
Ooh, intended for Marshall.
Murdoch's pass falls incomplete.
And that one's gonna hit the dirt. So 4th and 19.
I would punt this ball away. You still got 2:41 left. Punt the ball away and set them back deep into your own territory, their own territory, to potentially make them have to drive the length of the field with 2:41 left with one timeout.
I'm gonna have to disagree with that one, because if you're gonna need a 3 and out just about regardless if you're gonna get the ball back. So I'd say may as well take the shot here.
I mean, yeah, take the shot, but your defense has actually been playing very well when you've been inside there. You've had 3 turnovers inside in their own territory. So agree to disagree on that one, Theo.
Fair enough. Let's see how it goes. 5 wide. He's got time. No one really rushing. Unloads. Oh, and Marshall got his hand on it. Couldn't pull it in.
Pass falls incomplete.
And with 2 minutes, 32 seconds, the Stars are going to take over in opponent territory with a chance to ice the game.
Stripes have 1 timeout, so all the Stars got to do is really just run a play, run a couple plays, and once the Stripes take that timeout, get a couple first downs, and that's going to be your ball game. Given if we don't have a turnover, but that pretty much should be your ball game.
No 2-minute warning, correct? Believe there is none. So here we go. They're going to put 4 wide, but with Venter in the backfield, it's a very good chance he gets the ball. He does get the handoff.
Oh,
and
my
he's
goodness.
got daylight. Jalen Venter into the 20-yard line.
And that's your ball game
That
right there.
just about ices it.
Venter on the carry.
The all-conference running back is going to ice it for the Stars. Able to make that comeback with 2:22 left in the ball game. Either way, if they are able to kick the field goal or get a touchdown, this game is pretty much wrapped up, man. What a great ball game.
This was a fun one to watch. How about Venter starting the game out with a fumble, just about ending it with that first down.
Yeah, able to redeem himself on that one. What a great play there by the young junior, as we do have a player down.
Unfortunately, yeah, it is. Player down on the field. Something you don't want to see in any game, especially an All-American game. But this has still been a great game, you know. Venter, he threw for 12 touchdowns on the year. This guy was very active, and we're going to say goodbye to Eli for now as he's going to take pictures of the winning team, MVP, everything. So I'll be taking the call solo for the remainder of this game. Clock running down to 2:10 and under. Just about over here. You know, it would take a lot from the Stripes to even get the ball back. So 1st and 10 snap. Out of the shotgun. Gotta imagine we're gonna see a handoff here. We got some motion. And he's gonna take it himself. Roberts is, and he will be brought down after a couple yards. So clock down to 1:34. Not really sure what the timeout situation is. I don't know if it's 1 or 2. Either way, they're going to wait on using it as we're under 1:20 to play. I got to imagine it's 1 then, and they're saving it for 3rd down. Yeah, so 1 timeout for the Stripes, which we'll probably see get used after this play. 1st down would end it. Roberts going to take it himself again. He's got room. Does he have the 1st down? Yes, he does. That will be your ball game. 50 seconds and under. There is nothing the Stripes can do.
What now? And the cheerleaders got there too. Cheerleaders go out there too. Which one do you need? Touchdown.
Oh, man, and while my headset was off for a second, we got one last late touchdown. That is going to be the icing on the cake. Houston, his 2nd touchdown of the night. 49-40 the score, 15 seconds left. Thought for a second there and just run out the clock, and no. So there's the PAT, splits the uprights, and we have a 50 burger here in Gatlinburg. What a game this was. The quick start from the Stripes, the 17-0 lead early, and then just the back and forth action all day long. And then how about Venter, Graham Russell, the Tennessee Heat connection, getting things done. We're going to have this kickoff, then probably one last snap, and then this game is just about over. Take this time to announce the game MVPs. We're going to start with the ham bone. The top offensive lineman, center Evan Patterson for the Stars of the Pack Panthers. Then our defensive player of the game. We predicted it. He had the pick 6. He was everywhere. Dawson Sims was just on another level today. Offensive player of the game. Shouldn't be much of a surprise. CJ2K, as we call him, Chris Johnson. He was just everywhere. He had so many great runs. And then the game MVP. If you announced this pick after the first snap of the game, probably would have been shocked, but he redeemed himself in the biggest way possible. Your game MVP. From the Freedom Cowboys, it's Jalen Venter. He had 2 passing touchdowns today, ran the flea flicker to perfection. Well-deserved awards for everyone. Congratulations to all the winners. Congratulations to the winning team, and really congratulations to everyone who got to come down to Gatlinburg, compete in this All-American Series. We've got a thriller still going up on top. We've had 5 games today. We had the combine. We had the practices. It was just really a special weekend of football. You know, and it's great to even get to play football this late in December. So here for what might be the final snap of the game. He's going to look to throw. And we're going to let the clock tick and going to be brought down. How about that? To end the game. Big number 92, Micah Hall.
Micah Hall with that sack to end the game.
That'll be a good memory for him on how his junior season ended. 50-40 is your final score.
Game, folks.
Had a pleasure. It was a pleasure bringing you coverage of this game, of this whole series. Thank you to my whole production crew, for Brendan Daniel running camera, James Shannon producing, Eli Cornett color commentary. I'm Theodore Fernandez. Wishing you all a good night.